All right, let's talk about learning. Specifically, how to learn better in a world that just won't slow down. We're going to dive into a strategy that's kind of perfectly built for our busy lives, because it works with our brains, not against them. Let's get right into it.
I mean, you know the feeling, right? It's like your brain has way too many tabs open all at once. You're trying to focus on one thing, but your phone's buzzing, emails are flooding in. It feels like there are a million things all screaming for your attention. It's just a constant battle.
And look, that's really the heart of the problem we're all facing. Think about it. In the past, maybe the biggest distraction was the radio or the TV. But today, we've got these little devices in our pockets that bombard us with notifications 24/7. So trying to sit down for a long traditional lesson, it just feels like trying to swim upstream. So what's the fix? Well, there's this really simple, kind of elegant approach that's basically made for the modern brain. And it's called microlearning. And that's it. That's the whole idea right there. Instead of these huge, overwhelming hour-long lectures, microlearning is all about breaking down information into these small, bite-sized, manageable chunks. You know, each little piece is designed so you can digest it super quickly. This keeps you engaged and, most importantly, actually helps you learn. And this is what's so cool about it. It's incredibly flexible. See, microlearning isn't just one thing. It's more of an approach. It could be a short article, a really clear infographic, a quick tutorial video, heck, even a fun little quiz. The only rule? It's got to be small and it's got to be focused. Okay, so how do you actually make one of these powerful little lessons? Because it's not just about chopping up a big lesson into tiny pieces. No, there's a real art and a science to doing it right. All right, these 5 principles are basically your blueprint. First up, you got to give some context. Show the learner how this tiny piece fits into the big picture. Step 2, focus on one thing. Just one. Each lesson should have a single, clear goal. That's it. Third, if you're using media like a video, keep it short. Under 4 minutes is the sweet spot. Get straight to the point. Now this next one is absolutely crucial. Reinforce it immediately. Don't just have them watch something passively, make them do something. And finally, you gotta check if they got it. A quick little quiz, just a couple of questions, does the trick. Now, you might be thinking this is just a convenient gimmick for short attention spans, but it's not. There is some seriously compelling evidence that learning in these small chunks is actually way more effective. Get this, 94%. That is a huge number. That's how many learners, when asked, said they actually prefer microlearning to the old-school long-form lessons. And it makes sense, right? It's just less overwhelming. It feels manageable. And when learning feels good, well, your engagement just goes through the roof.
And it's not just about feeling good. It actually delivers better results. Microlearning is a whopping 17% more efficient. But efficient at what? Well, at transferring knowledge. And that's the holy grail of learning, isn't it? It means you don't just memorize facts for a test. You can actually take what you learned and use it in a brand new situation out in the real world. That's the whole point.
So, the big question is why? Why does this work so well? Well, it all comes down to how our brains are wired. Think of your working memory like a temporary scratch pad. It's got limits. It's really good at handling short bursts of focused attention, usually in that 3 to 7 minute range. And guess what? Microlearning fits perfectly into that sweet spot. On the other hand, those long, drawn-out lessons, they can trigger what's called cognitive overload. That's that awful feeling where your brain is just full and you actually start forgetting stuff you just learned to make room for new info. It's totally counterproductive.
Okay, but let's be real. Like any tool, you gotta know when to use it. Microlearning is incredibly powerful, for sure, but it is not a silver bullet. It's not the right tool for every single job.
And this breakdown really shows you where it shines and where it doesn't. So microlearning is perfect for things like learning specific facts, or mastering the steps in a process, or maybe just reinforcing a skill you've already got. But it's not so great for getting that deep, big picture understanding of something really complex and interconnected. For example, you could totally use microlessons to memorize dates on a historical timeline. Easy. But to really grasp the complex web of political and social causes behind those events, yeah, you're going to need something more in-depth.
And this quote really just hits the nail on the head. The point isn't to replace deep learning altogether, not at all. It's about thinking of microlearning as a powerful tool inside a larger strategy. It's like you're using these little lessons as building blocks to create a really strong foundation of key ideas. And that foundation then supports a much deeper, richer understanding of the whole topic.
So the really powerful thing about all this is that you can start using this idea like right now. So I'll just leave you with this one question to think about.
What's one small, super specific thing you could learn in the next 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes. That would get you one tiny step closer to one of your bigger goals. Think about it.